Today is 25th of April and today it's worldwide celebrated as World Malaria Day. 25th of April, World Malaria Day. So in this particular context, I have got for all of you the state of art condition and the medications, that is what is the status of the current trends of the medications for the malaria treatment and what is in vogue, what is going on, what is under research and what we can expect in the coming future regarding the treatment therapies of malaria. So for all these things, without any delay, let's get started with today's episode. Welcome all to his Pharmacology Difficult podcast. I'm your host Dr. Radhika Vijay, MBBS MD Pharmacology, and this is the audio hub to get the best simplified basic tips, strategies, methods and lots of ideas to learn better, understand better and make your concepts crystal clear. If you really find and if there's a question hovering in your minds, is pharmacology difficult? Lend me your ears for a while and let in the magic of knowledge. So, first and foremost, let's begin. What do we understand by malaria? Malaria is caused by the infection with the protozoan parasites of the genus Plasmodium. The female Anopheles mosquito transmits this infection in humans. Now, if we peep into the history of malaria, then we get to know about Alphonse Leverin, who discovered the parasites in the blood circulation of the patients suffering from malaria in around 1880s. Further, we get to know about Sir William McCallum, who in 1897 discovered the sexual life cycle of the parasite in the avian blood, which were infected with the related parasite, or we can say related hematozoon. The name of the hematozoon is Hemoproteus columbi. And then Sir Ronald Ross in 1897 worked up the complete transmission cycle in culicine mosquito in the infected birds. And very soon in 1898, Italian researcher and their team, Sir Giovanni Battista Grassi et al., strongly stated that human malaria was also transmitted by mosquitoes, that is the Anopheline mosquito. It was also found by other prominent researchers and scientists that malaria parasite developed in the liver and dormant stages were found in the liver. Let's peep out of this window of the history and now let's see what's in. What is trending or what are the latest advances in the malaria treatment. In this context, first and foremost on my list is tefenoquine. In July 24, the Capital GSK PLC and Medicines for Malaria Ventures, abbreviated as Capital MMV, they launched their first single-dose medicine for the prevention of the relapse of the Plasmodium vivax and also to a certain extent Plasmodium ovale. And this launch was done first time in Thailand and Brazil. This drug was tefenoquine, co-administered with chloroquine for the radical cure of malaria. Now next question might be arising in your mind. What is Capital MMV? That is Medicines for Malaria Ventures. What is this? For your kind information, I would like to tell you that Capital MMV is a Switzerland-based, not-for-profit organization working through a product development partnership model to deliver a portfolio of accessible medicines with the potential to treat, prevent, and eliminate malaria. And now next question might be arising in your mind. What is tefenoquine? Well, chemically I can say tefenoquine is 8-aminoquinoline antimalarial drug. It targets the liver stage of the Plasmodium vivax malaria parasite. It provides a radical cure, the treatment of both the blood and the liver stages of the disease. People having capital G6PD deficiency in them, tefenoquine can cause hemolytic anemia. Now next on my list among the recent advances are the capital ACTs, that is artemisinin based combinations therapies. These are the cornerstone of the current treatment strategies. Very highly effective against the Plasmodium falciparum and Plasmodium vivax. Developing resistance to these drugs is a great threat. And other challenges are high cost of drug development, regulatory authorities and hurdles, etc. Quinine derivatives are used in combination with other antimalarial drugs also. And now I would like to go into details about capital ACTs. Artemisinin is derived from the sweet wormwood plant. And the name of the plant in Latin is Artemisia annua. Artemisinin and the derivatives like artesunate, artemether, and dihydroartemisinin, they have very swift action and great efficacy. Mechanism is the generation of capital ROS inside the parasite. There occurs oxidative damage by free radicals to the proteins, lipids, and the membranes of the parasite. It results in the demise of the parasite. The mitochondrial function and the calcium hemostasis, they are totally disrupted. Resistance is hard to develop in the parasite. Now there are various popular combinations. First one, artemether lumefantrine, which is brand named as Coartem. It is used worldwide. Second, artesunate amodiaquine. It is very much in vogue in Africa. Next is dihydroartemisinin and piperacquine, which is abbreviated as capital DHA-PPQ. It has a dual mode of action. It is therapeutic as well as prophylactic. And the last combination I want to talk about is artesunate and mefloquine. It is active against falciparum malaria. Now there are many innovative approaches also which I want to talk about and which you all should know on today's auspicious day of World Malaria Day. The triple artemisinin based combination therapies, which are abbreviated as capital TACTs. These comprise of one artemisinin and two current partner drugs combos like piperacquine, mefloquine, lumefantrine, amodiaquine. Other combos that are being tested include the artemisinin based combination therapies along with atovaquone and proguanil. Now next on my list I want to talk about antifolate compounds. They have significantly contributed by inhibiting the folate pathway, which is crucial for the DNA development and the cell division in the Plasmodium parasites. These drugs are an important part of the treatment regimes, and these combos, they increase the efficacy and decrease the resistance. Example is sulfadoxine pyrimethamine, which is used to treat uncomplicated malaria caused by P. falciparum. It's alternative treatment for the prevention in the pregnant women and infants. Proguanil is combined with atovaquone in the formulation which is known as Malaron. Efficacy of atovaquone is increased by inhibition of the dihydrofolate reductase, that is capital DHFR, and it is useful as both therapy and in the prophylaxis of malaria. Next I want to talk about antimalarial vaccines. Now malaria is simply a threat. It's a very great health issue in the non-Mediterranean Africa, and the onset of the resistance for the drugs, they have increased the challenges. In this scenario, antimalarial vaccines, they are quite promising adjuncts or add-ons, and they offer long-term protection against the infection and the transmission. The latest developments in molecular biology and the advancing trends in the immunology, they have directed pathways for the targeted approaches. Subunit vaccines, genetically attenuated parasites, vector vaccines, etc. They are quite latest innovative techniques and methods in this particular context. Let's first talk about the preclinical and the clinical strategies in the studies. The first one I'm going to talk about is the pre-erythrocytic stage vaccines. They target the sporozoites and the liver stages of the Plasmodium. The first one in this list is whole sporozoite vaccine. It includes the radiation attenuated sporozoites, which are abbreviated as capital RAS. They target the early life cycle stages of the parasite. The liver cells, they are prevented from maturing into blood stage. The DNA of the sporozoite is damaged. No disease is caused. Example is capital P small f capital SPZ or SPZ, vaccine developed by Malaria. That is a company. Second, in the pre-erythrocytic stage vaccines is the genetically attenuated parasites, which are abbreviated as capital GAP. These are very new approach. They use genetically modified sporozoites designed for the inhibition during the liver stages. No blood phase is caused or developed. Example of one of such genetically attenuated parasites is capital GAP 3KO by Malaria. It is also developed by Malaria. In this, the 3 key genes, they are deleted. An incomplete life cycle of the parasite is rendered in the human host. So, no disease is caused. Next, I'm going to talk about subunit vaccines. Subunit vaccines, they are a promising therapy. They target the specific proteins, antigens in the parasites. They are not whole organism vaccines. Rather, they are only a part of the parasite structure. Often, they are recombinant proteins. They provoke strong immunity and the infection is prevented. Examples of the subunit vaccines are capital RTS and S/capital AS01, which is brand named as Mosquirix. It is piloted in many African countries. Second one of this subunit vaccine is also capital P small f capital CSP, that is Plasmodium falciparum circumsporozoite protein. And now I want to talk about the blood stage vaccines. They target the merozoites. You know, the merozoites, they are found in the blood stage of the life cycle of the Plasmodium. So they target the merozoite stage of the parasite and decrease the burden of the parasites in the blood. Next, I also want to state that antimalarial monoclonal antibodies, that is capital ABS, they are a promising tool, and especially they are found efficacious and safe against the Plasmodium falciparum infection. They bind to the sporozoite, prevent liver infection, and one of the examples is capital P small f CSP. One of the portions of the capital P small f CSP is also included in one of the two vaccines that I just talked about. And another example of one of the monoclonal antibody is capital MAD 21-101, that is 101. It is a very potent monoclonal antibody researched in the mouse against the Plasmodium falciparum infection. Then there is R21 malarial vaccine. It is recommended by WHO. It was approved in December 2023, and WHO also says that bed nets and indoor insecticide spraying should continue apart from all these latest trends. Now let's talk about few of the challenges that the anti-malarial therapy faces in the current situation or the current scenario. The biggest challenge is the development of the drug resistance against especially the artemisinin based combination therapies, that is capital ACTs. Second, there is a lack of effective vaccine. The Mosquirix, which has been approved, it offers only moderate protection and multiple doses they are needed. Thirdly, complex parasite life cycle. It further complicates the treatment. Next, antigenic diversity and immune evasion strategies of the Plasmodium also complex and create big challenges for the treatment of malaria. Next, inadequate health infrastructure, that is lack of the trained medical personnel, limited access to the healthcare, insufficient supply chains for drugs, financial constraints, logistic barriers, high cost of the vaccine development. These are few of the greatest challenges in the proper implementation of the malaria therapies and the new researches for the local people. Now, some of the proposed solutions or thought of solutions can development of new anti-malarial medications with unique modes of actions that can really fight resistance at a great level. Next generation drugs and vaccines with higher stability and efficiency, they are needed. Advances in the gene editing technology. One of the examples is capital CRISPR, CRISPR and Cas9. They show high opportunities and possibilities. Gene drives, they are explored. Timely diagnosis and accurate diagnosis are needed. Greater surveillance is demanded. Personalized medicine should be there. Involvement of the local community and global collaborations, they are needed, and increased funding should be there. These are some of the proposed solutions. That was all about the latest trends, the state-of-art situation of the anti-malarial therapies, preventive treatments, prophylactic treatments, and all these kind of things. I think it's a great amount of knowledge on the world malaria awareness and information for today. And I hope you get to study more about all these things in detail. For the time being, I'll be just winding up this session. For all the updates and latest episodes of my podcast, do visit www.ispharmacologydifficult.com, where you can also sign up for a free monthly e-newsletter of mine. It contains a lot of updates about medical sciences, drug information updates, and my podcast updates also. You can follow me on different social media handles like Twitter, Insta, Facebook, and LinkedIn. They are all with the same name as Pharmacology Difficult. If you're listening for the first time, do subscribe and follow whatever platform you are consuming this episode. Stay tuned. Do rate and review with iTunes, Apple Podcast. Stay safe, stay happy, stay enlightened. Thank you.